Sí, seguro.
Bien chulo.
Dile algo ahí para que tú veas. A la jeva, para que no se encojone. Cómprate la cámara.
Aquí, mi amor, estoy chequeando la cámara ya que tú estás tan enojada. I'm checking the camera right now because you are mad because I get a professional camera myself. So, see, we try to figure out how to work.
Star beings, we know what's out there and here. We are in relationship with what is seen and
Estamos ahora aquí en
unseen.
Plymouth,
So we
la verdadera
understand what's
historia
known and
de los
unknown.
pilgrims
This
que
is a
vinieron
deeper quantum
al
physics
estado
languages here. The
en
Pequot,
Massachusetts, Nueva Inglaterra.
all the people
Aquí es la verdadera
understand
historia
the quantum physics of this
que
place
Canal
that
Televisión
English
Video
can
Guatemala
never even
Internacional
get
lleva hasta
close
su
to.
casa. Decirle
So
realidad
they set
del Thanksgiving
you stay with
aquí
me. They
en
set a
Plymouth.
rhythm called 4/4/4, so you can understand rock and roll, you can understand the modern day music, you can understand hip hop, all those things that take you out of the natural rhythm of 4/3/2, which indigenous people speak and sing. So we're in 4/4/4. We're understanding ways to be cool because that's America, and yet that we are way out of balance because of that rhythm. Now, if you sit and you listen to native music, native people speak, we are in rhythm of 4/3/2, just like that tree, like that ground you're standing on, like the air you're breathing. That is 4/3/2. This country's technology brought 4/4/4, which is addictive and robotic. So you'll go back to the voting booth every 4 years to keep the system going. There's a big difference. You have to think hard about this stuff. Because you've been so colonized that you will only speak the same language and try to wake up with the same language that puts you to sleep in the first place. It's called colonialism. So you will become secular by saying black, white, red, and yellow, and you'll say Black Lives Matter and this Lives Matter because they want you to split us all up. They want you. I say all life matters. That tree is my brother. These are your brothers and sisters. And what force are we excluding when we only say this matters or that matters? Midako e oyasi. That's all my relations. Mishimalaya oyate wani wa chichuelo. That is, have mercy on me because I want you to live. That's what the air, all the elements are saying to us. They want us to live. But we don't have the communication anymore because we're speaking a foreign language based on destruction. We are wanting Pax Romanus, which is what the Romans got after they destroyed a place. America does the same thing. They go someplace, and if they can't use it, they'll destroy it so no one else can have it. And that's called peace. There's a deeper peace. The language, and this is why they don't want you to be conscious of who we are as Native people. They want you to be Native American. They want you to dress up and dance around for them because it's safe. Instead of going deeper, which really is a place that they are afraid of. To know the rest of the Americans, to know the consciousness of Native people rather than the conscience, the dualism that they've kept you in of good and right, bad and evil, good and evil. That's a conscience. And when you're in a conscience box, you can never be conscious. The conscience box is the one that you are trying to wake up with. If you understand this, in the Lakota language, there is a consciousness. The same with that tree. That tree started as a seed, and it grew up. It got to be a nutritionist, a hydrologist, a mineralogist, and it got to know Mother Earth. And as it grew, it saw the grasses and all the animals running next to it. And it grew and grew and grew, and it saw the support of life it could do with the birds and the people underneath it, and with sunshine. But from day one, it was conscious, and it still is conscious, and it knows more about the movements of the stars than any expert astronomist can ever know. That's consciousness. That's not conscience. So if you have a language that is indigenous, that is native to this soil, start speaking it and talk to that tree. Because they don't want us talking to that tree just as much as they want you as an American to study their science so that you can learn how to chop that tree down and plant it over there and call it progress and democracy. I have a job that I can never be fired from. And my employer is Mother Earth. This is what this is about. This is what this is about. It's what Leonard's saying and all the Native people who stood here before. We're saying all these things because we are the ones who got freedom, religious freedom in 1978, and we still haven't achieved that yet. Imagine that. 1978, I couldn't stay here and say, I couldn't even say that because it was against the law to speak your native tongue. When is the last time you apologized to Mother Earth? When is the last time that you did anything? Did you ask Mother Earth if we could have this here? Could we ask Mother Earth if we could eat? Ask Mother Earth, not a God out there. Ask Mother Earth, your mother, my mother, our mother. Ask her if you could proceed to do anything. That's the consciousness that religion doesn't talk to you about. Your dogma, your conscience. Time to be conscious. And the best thing I can say right now, the one to be conscious is to be always thankful and grateful. Never ask anything of yourself, for yourself. That's a foreign concept. That puts me and I in front of everything. As a Lakota sun dancer, I was taught two things I could only ask for myself. Everything else, you pray for everybody else, everything else, because you know they're praying for you. The two things that I've asked for, and you've heard this before, some of you, from other Lakota, that you could only ask for is appreciation and the intelligence to know appreciation. That will get you through anything that this country can throw at you. And it'll build a protection around you so that you can remain conscious instead of getting trapped in the box called consciousness. Conscience. So whether or not we progress or we evolve in the continuum, progress is not what it is. It's evolving into the continuum of consciousness, because there is no word for love. There is only without beginning and without ending. And that's what they don't want you to know, because all the scientists, all the religious fanatics out there, 220,000 organized religions in the United States alone, all have a dogma. But there's only one spirituality, and that happens to belong to Native people. We never argue over God, ever. And that's what you see the rest of the world doing. They are arguing over God. You all came here, and we are still here as Native people. As original nations, we are still here. And it's going to remain so, because Mother Earth will not forget us as Native people. She remembers us. She remembers that tree. That tree remembers us. The Pequot language that was spoken here, the Wampanoag language that was spoken here, and actually your languages now. If you're going to continue to speak English, understand that 60% comes from a Roman language. It's one of destruction. You're speaking 60% of the Latin language, the English that you speak. It's one of destruction. So when you react out of war because somebody else is acting out of anger, you're never going to see straight, because you'll always act out of a conscience and never out of consciousness. So welcome once again on behalf of the Native people throughout the Western Hemisphere to our country, to our lands, and to our prayers. Thank you.
I got to hold your gloves.
We have somebody going to vocalize a little bit. You might hear that in the background. But meanwhile,
We are in TV International, Video Guatemala International for Latin American community. And I would like to you tell everybody over there in the house, because this program go to all Latin American countries, they can see. We are here with the chief in Plymouth, the real Thanksgiving. Chief, you are in TV Video Guatemala International for Latin American community. And I would like to know, telling the people over there in TV from this eyes, the real thing about Thanksgiving.
Okay. Yeah, the real Thanksgiving really didn't happen the way America or even the rest of the world that they heard about. It doesn't exist. Basically, what happened was these pilgrims in 1620 came over in a Mayflower, and they didn't land here. A boulder had to be rolled down a hill for them to mark that they landed here in 1620, but that was just an adventure, a business adventure. They didn't seek religious freedom. And they came here, but they didn't know how to live here, so that first year, many of them died from starvation. They also survived. The rest of them that survived actually stole or dug up the food that the native people had buried with them, with their dead. And that's how they survived. They also ate, as cannibals, they ate our people, the native people in this area. And that whole idea of cannibalism still continues throughout the Western Hemisphere, but it's really not told the true story, because what happens is, if you think about Thanksgiving, native people always gave thanks every day, every morning. So when they have this, it's a misnomer. They're continuing an illusion of Thanksgiving, and they take holidays out of it. But everybody capitalizes the next day with another holiday called Black Friday, where everybody buys for this whole month. Christmas and consumerism, and they celebrate something that came out called Christmas, comes out of being Catholic, becomes out of religion, and all these things that are fooling the native people who may be listening to this. You have to look beyond your religion and look to Mother Earth, and that's the true Thanksgiving. I'll just say that.
What happened with the pilgrim came over here? They say to make the peace with the native people here in the New World. They celebrate with Thanksgiving and get a turkey and make it a peace with our new community in the past.
Never happened. They came over here to kill native people. They came over here with diseases, and we were so healthy. Our lifespan used to be like 120, 130 years old. They brought diseases, and the diseases killed a lot of people. They brought war, and that killed millions of people, 100 million people. So you're talking a lot of people dying because of the idea that they came here with the idea of God gave them the right to. So, when you talk about Thanksgiving, it doesn't exist among native people unless they are colonized. So, we didn't have that. We always had harvest time. We had Thanksgiving every day all throughout our hundreds of thousands of years here. So.
And the time the pilgrim came over here, you guys over here, your ancestors, they showed them, the pilgrim, how to survive in this land. They showed how to cultivate the corn, all those plantations.
No, that was one person who was stolen, Squanto. Tisquanto was his name, and they took him over to England. He learned their language, and he came back over. And of course, native people are always pitting others. So yes, we did teach them how to live by the land and plant things, but then they kept killing native people, because once they learned how to do that, and they still don't know how to live on this land. As you can see, everything is colonized and it's destroying the land, and we don't see that. We talk about the American dream the rest of the world sees, and it's not true. As native as I know that's not true.
There are a lot of people, and tomorrow's Black Friday, right? Black Friday?
All the pilgrims they
You know how many
invented
people will
to
be
get
out there
Thanksgiving,
storming Walmart,
kill
Target,
the
and all that?
turkey. The turkey is not native from this American land.
We don't belong here. We cannot support that.
Well, the turkey, the Thanksgiving turkey.
We
These
cannot support
people who
it,
invented to put
especially
Thanksgiving and
when
put
there's so
on
many
the
people
table.
all the
that are working for
food
less than
that was
$7 an hour
given to the pilgrims came from native people.
7 days a
Everything.
week.
Cranberries to
That's
pumpkin
not
pie
justice.
to turkeys to any
We can't support
vegetables.
that.
The pilgrims had nothing. They had cows,
We cannot
had
support a
dairy, and they
system
had maybe
that
cheese,
sanctions
and they had wheat. Things that are
police
new to the
officers,
Western Hemisphere. And they made, today
sanctions
they
them
force that
to
on
kill
us, and we
at
all
will
get unhealthy
because they
of
don't
those
like the
three
color of
foods.
your skin.
Sugar, they brought sugar.
We do not support that.
We talked with the chief here in Plymouth, the real history
Can't do
about
that.
the Thanksgiving. Chief, you are in TV Video
We
Guatemala
cannot support a
International
system
and Santos P. Martinez for international TV.
that denies,
We appreciate you
that denies
to telling us
refuge
people over there how
to
to
other
see
people.
the real
When-
things about the
I
history
mean, we
about
were to do
Thanksgiving.
that,
Oh yeah, there's so
Thank-
much to
then
learn.
they need to
Thank
talk
you.
to
Thank
us,
you very
the Native
much.
Americans.
We belong to
We're the ones
one
that need
land,
to talk
the
to.
new land,
Right?
Europe calling to this land.
We cannot
We
support
appreciate
that.
for your little interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And
Have a
these are
wonderful
the things
day.
that you have to
Thank
think about when you come to. That is what we're supposed to be doing. So, who came here today? I came here today
Oh yeah.
to support
Cool. I know Tim from a long time.
all of you, my brothers.
Yeah. Goofy
So
guy.
we can support each other.
All the time. Yeah.
We can stand strong together. And we can walk together. And we can fight back together. And we can be strong. Because do not let anyone. You have it. For lack of a better word, you have it. Do not underestimate it. And yes, there will be times when you'll be afraid. There'll be times when you'll be afraid. But what do you prefer? Not to fight and walk on your hands and knees for the rest of your lives and condemn your future generations to do the same? It's like fighting cancer or fighting a disease or fighting a virus. You can do preventive care and maybe you won't have to fight it. Or wait until you get it. And then it's harder to fight. So we need to fight back. We need to stand strong together as people. As people. So please remember that when you leave here. Take that message back to your organizations, to your communities, to your places of worship, everywhere. And do not turn away. Because if you think that we're not in trouble, you're mistaken. There's a lot of problems coming from all four directions and in every which way. Thank you. Fight back! We've been talking about Leonard Peltier several times here today, and we're going to continue to talk about him. We honor him every year because he's always with us. Not just today, but every day of the year we think about him and we try to help him. So we're going to have an honoring song right now for our brother Leonard Peltier.
I pray everyone, when he keeps some productive from England, now in Massachusetts. My name is from England. I was given that name. And I'm one of the descendants of one of the wicked, we're descendants from Massachusetts Indians. Some of you may have heard of Chickasawbin, Catchamakan, or Cato. I come off a couple of those lines. Okay, so these are the kind of things that myself and others are really working on. There's a lot more. There's a lot of things that are hidden, and we're working to expose these wicked people who are still sitting as archaeologists, as historic commissions, okay, all these different, positions. Okay, so we need everyone's help to help us expose them. What happens in one state happens in another state. And make no mistake about that. They play you off as if like, you're black, okay? But if you look at those real state laws, it'll tell you what they did and how they identified Indian people as Negro and colored. It's open public record. And Massachusetts just passed an open public records law. And they also passed an open public meetings law that allows you now to go in and sit with the commissioners and find out really what's going on. Do they tell you that? Do they advertise that as a public instructive notice? Absolutely not. Do they have to by law? Absolutely they do. They have 30 days to rebuttal. If they don't rebuttal, in fact, it becomes law. So we need all of your help, but I don't want to go any further with that. My elder is here. He's from the Lakota Nation. I've been a nephew to his for a long time, and he's asked me to come and speak first, as having respect to being a descendant of this area here. So I want to thank you, and we have a song we want to sing for our brother Leonard.
My name is Timothy Swallow. I'm from Pioneer, South Dakota. My little brother's name is Kianka Uhitika. And it's been a long, very long journey, a very long walk, and a long fight for justice for our brother, Leonard Peltier. Many rallies, many demonstrations. And I was thinking about him, all this week. It's not a month that goes by I think about Leonard. That he's in there not only for the Lakota and Ojibwe, but he's there and he's holding strong for all the indigenous people of Turtle Island and Canada and South America, Australia, all the indigenous cultures of the world. You could easily say, yes, all right, I took those government agents out and served my time. But no. Even though he has all them medical conditions, he's still holding strong. Holding strong for all of us. And it's all of us and our word that will help set him free. President Obama, we ought to write and ask him, it is time to bring Leonard Peltier back home to his Lakota and Ojibwe brothers and sisters. So this song here has been made for him. It is his song. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for him. As we sing this song for him. Aloha.
together as one people. And for the record, ain't nobody got no say about who could live in our country. That's right. But us, red people. That's right. Woo! That's right. I'd like to ask the tourists, especially that came probably many miles to take a look at what we call Plymouth Pebble. When you read the history books in school, you would have thought this thing was as big as the Rock of Gibraltar, but it's not. And as I mentioned earlier, in 1970, we buried it twice. We buried it, and we went to Plymouth Plantation, and I guess the statute of limitations has run out. We stole 3 turkeys. And on our way back, we found out that the fire department had come and washed the rock off. So what we did was we buried it again, just for good measure. And in 1995, and this goes to show you how.
And here we are. Here we are, right here at Plymouth Rock, and our brothers are going to do the AIM song, because that's a very important part of our indigenous struggle, the American Indian movement, and they're going to do that song, and that's purify what goes on right here at Plymouth Rock.
Estamos en Plymouth, donde la historia de los pilgrims, el Thanksgiving, la celebración que se hicieron desde 1620 aquí, los primeros europeos llegar a Massachusetts, Plymouth, la ciudad donde los nativos, donde la realidad historia comenzó en un tiempo, y ahora aún los nativos continúan con su lucha por la justicia acá, donde un día se celebró Thanksgiving, cuando un Thanksgiving nunca sucedió. Lo que sucedió fueron los crímenes cometidos por los europeos, los pilgrims, los famosos pilgrims, los peregrinos, como le diríamos en español. Se celebró aquí, en Plymouth, Massachusetts. Y aquí continúa la historia, donde todos ustedes allá en casa lo pueden ver ahora. Y aquí, desde directo, desde Televisión Video Guatemala Internacional, para toda nuestra gente que aún no conoce de la historia. Les tenemos los videos y todo lo que los ancestros ahora, los nativos, no indios. Indio fue una palabra errónea de Cristóforo Colombo cuando vino a esta tierra. Los nativos de América, aquí en el estado de Massachusetts, que les lleva la real historia. Aquí Televisión Video Guatemala Internacional para todos ustedes, South, Suramérica, Centroamérica y todo el mundo, para que ustedes vean la verdadera historia que sucedió aquí en Plymouth en 1620, donde los peregrinos vinieron, pusieron una piedra acá atrás de mí, de 1620, the 1620, que nunca existió. Los nativos lo enterraron muchas veces, pero los peregrinos lo volvieron a abrir, y hasta ahora continúa la lucha sobre la verdadera realidad y las tierras de nuestros ancestros, nuestra sangre, en que ahora somos una sola mestizada, no sabemos de dónde venimos, pero aquí